I wish I could just play the song and not have to do this video, but geometry comes first. But this is one of my favorite bands, let alone one of the most talented guitarists there are. So I just wanted to give a shout out. Someone wore the shirt the other day, and I was like, oh, I need to play one of those songs. So, good morning, sunshines. I miss you guys. But today you are going to learn slope. You all have an actual worksheet that you all are going to glue into your notebook. And you're going to take the notes from there, and then you're going to go ahead and get the worksheet to do afterwards. So we're going to talk about slope today. Y'all are going to learn how to determine the slope from a graph, a table, and the formula. Okay? So let's move on. Slope. Slope is the steepness of a line. How steep the line is. So that's why when you think of slopes, you think of skiing, because how steep the slope is in skiing is how fast you go. If you're on the bunny slopes, your slope is not going to be that steep. If you are on the big wig slopes, you're going to have a very steep mountain because you want to go down the hill fast. So, slope is rise over run, and a lot of y'all have seen this equation before. It means rise over run, or the change of y, your y values, over the change of x values. Now, we're going to take an example, and we are going to go ahead and try to find the slope using these 2 points. Now, this should be a um, this should be a review for you from Algebra 1. So let's start with just the equation. If you have the equation y2 minus y1 equals over x2 minus x1, you must plug the x values and the y values into the equation. So this would be x1, y1, and x2, y2. Excuse me. So when you plug it in, you're going to get the following. I'm going to move that out the way. You're going to get 1 minus 0 over 3 minus a negative 2, which is going to be 1 over 5. And that's your answer. Now, you would have to memorize this formula. I cannot give you this formula. It is a formula you have to memorize. Another option is to plot the points and graph it and then determine the slope, rise over run. So negative 2, 0, excuse me, would be, let's see if I can just plot it with my finger. Negative 2, 0 is right there. I'll try doing it in red so you all can see. Right there. And 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, up 1 is right there. Now we have been graphing line, points for distance, so this should be a review for you as well. So if I was to graph that line, okay, we need to determine how many are we going to go up and how many are we going to go over. First of all, is it a positive or negative slope? It is a positive slope because it's going uphill. So let's do our rise first. It looks like it goes 1, and then it runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we get 1/5. The last option is using that same table we used for distance. We could set up a table with the 2 points, and from 0 to 1, you add 1, and from -2 to 5, you add 5. Now, you have to put your change of y, remember this is your y value, your x value, change of y over change of x, which should be 1/5. Now, you have to memorize 2 of these options, okay? So make sure that you memorize 2. Now, let's try it again. Let's plot these 2 points. -1, 2, and 2, 2. Let's look at that. What type of line is that? It's a horizontal line. So what is the slope? The slope for a horizontal line is 0. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and actually do it by the table so that you all can see that the slope is going to be 0. I have -1, 2, 2, 2. To go from 2 to 2, it's 0. To go from -1 to 2, it's 3. So when I do change of y over change of x, you're going to get 0/3, which equals 0. Now, if I was to do it by the equation, y, oops, 2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 and be 2 minus 2 over -1 minus 2, which is 0/3, which is still 0. All right, so parallel lines. The symbol for parallel lines is 2 lines. Let me try that again. Looks like this. It looks like 2 lines that will never intersect. Remember, we already talked about parallel lines, that they will never intersect. So there's something about the slope of parallel lines. Let's find the slope of these 2 graphs, these 2 lines. If you look at M, I'm going to go and actually find the slope. It looks negative because it's going downhill. So this would become -2, because it's going down 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for line M, I have -2/4, which reduces to -1/2. Okay? Now let's look at L. I'm going to erase this real quick. L, I would go down 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, whoops. hold on, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 5 and 10. So line L is a negative slope, but it's 5 over 10, which also reduces to negative 1/2. So if you notice, the slopes are exactly the same, negative 1/2. Because they never intersect, their slopes are exactly the same. Parallel lines, the slopes are the same. Now let's look at perpendicular. Let's define the slope of Q. Q is this line right here. Whoops. So if I need to find the slope of Q, first of all, it's the positive slope. So if you notice, it goes up 2 over 1. So I'm not going to be able to fit it in that line, those two little lines there. So I'm going to write it here, line Q. The slope is 2 over 1, which equals 2. Now, for line Q, the slope, and then you go down and over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Let me go back and retract real quick. Sorry. The line P, line Q, the slope is negative. Sorry. So line Q, and I'm going to put that one down here. The slope is positive 5 over 10, which is 1/2. All right, so I made a mistake, and I do not have time to retape the video. So I just told you line Q was a negative slope. It's really a positive slope. Blame it on it's 3:30 in the morning. Line P that we just did is a negative slope. So if you notice, the slope, the lines are opposite and reciprocal, the slopes. What reciprocal means, the fraction is flipped. Do you see in line Q, the slope is 2 over 1. And in line P, the slope is negative 1 over 2. So for perpendicular lines, go ahead and say, whoop, opposite sides. Nope, doesn't want to write today. There we go. Opposite sides and fraction flipped. Now let's do an example. Let's write the original equation. This is from Algebra 1. First of all, we need to find the slope. Is it positive or negative slope? This would be a negative slope because the graph is going down. So let's now count our slope, our rise, and our run. Our rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and our run is 1, 2, 3. So it would be 6 over 3, which reduces to a negative 2, since it's a negative slope. Now, B is your y-intercept. So where does it cross the y-axis? If you notice, it crosses right here at negative 1. So my equation, if you remember, equation is y equals mx plus b, would be y is equal to negative 2x minus 1. Now, if I asked you for, which it doesn't, but we're going to review real quick. If I asked you for the parallel slope, you know that the parallel slope is exactly the same, so it'll be negative 2. If I asked you for the perpendicular slope, I have to take opposite sign, which is positive, and flip the fraction, 1 over 2. And there you go. All right. That is all the notes that we are doing today. I just want to make sure everybody has them. Please stop them as you need to. And then watch do the page that the sub is going to provide for you. And I will